So if we stop fighting each other over politicizing horrific events or tragedies, then the rulers that rule from the unseen, it will be the beginning of the end for them, right? It wouldn't matter how elaborate and how well that they got everybody together. Um, you could be emotionally played with if you overlook that the RNC and the DNC have merged to take out the threat of a third party. So it's like they're no different. We already knew they were no different, but they're so much the same now that we might as well just acknowledge them as one party, and then the populists as one party, instead of what they call them, the dissident right. You know they don't like them. If we know so much that they don't like them, why do we get lumped in together with them by the Democrats? It's like at the same time that they're with them. You're getting emotionally played with like that for Hegelian dialectic, so you could be like, oh no, he was one of theirs. Meanwhile, that's hideous. Meanwhile, they can just make the conspiracy theories that you're going to believe and depend on it, and it's kind of like they're kind of like hoping like that like you're gonna say that the dude that shot the Mormon church was wearing a shirt that said something like Donald Trump stuff on there, or and then we found his shirt when it didn't have that on there and it was the same picture. So they're lying, or then they were like, oh no, you know what, that's the wrong thing. Like they photoshopped and they removed it. So now for bringing it up, it looks like you're implicated now in tampering with the evidence. So they just lured you in by saying that the Photoshop of a T-shirt without that you posited as evidence turned out to be the Photoshop image, and the other one is true. It's like so they're playing your emotions because of a tragedy, because it's a tragedy, and because it make you look bad in light of politicizing it, when whoever's left with the truth is not going to be guilty of politicizing anything. So similar thing with Tyler Robinson. People were saying he's a Toonie, he's a lefty, and then the lefties were saying he's one of you guys. Obviously, he's one of your, where's the bullet? Like, and they're gonna get that. Like, we're saying where's the bullet too. Everybody's saying where's the bullet, but when this stuff plays out, it got you emotionally enmeshed, and you're hoping for your vindication and the outcome to just vindicate you, than for it to be less of a tragedy. Even though the whole time they could manufacture the whole tragedy or sponsor the whole thing, and then somebody's gonna say, what then? Now you think that Charlie Kirk's not dead, and some people do think that he's not dead, but that doesn't make you an asshole either. Like, I mean, that's a stretch and a hard one to wrap my mind around, and I would just assume not, because when you notice that like the RNC and the DNC and Mossad and NGOs and Netanyahu and it's all the same shit, then if they play the Hegelian dialectic out to be the villain on both sides, they're just getting us to fight so that we will let them rule from the unseen. The part about seeing is seeing the Hegelian dialectic. Then you're like, oh well, shit. Like, why are we at each other's throat or at odds with each other when the guilt we it's the same entity, or it's the same alliance. That like we have the same enemy. Like, and it's like we don't have to attack them or anything. It's just we either fight or we notice them, and when we notice them, they're not unseen, so they can't rule. You can only rule from the unseen. The technology, the way it is anyway, like freaking, it would just, whoever it is that's the leader would just be in constant danger. So like, what would be the point? That's not the point of going after control of the free world just so I can get killed. So very shrewdly then, and it works, for a little while, they will be able to keep us emotionally like or at each other's throat, and then until they can't, just wear off. There's nothing you can do to hasten it. There's nothing you can do to stop it. It'll just wear off when it wears off. Meanwhile, just try to make decent like memories the best you can instead of allowing them to ruin all of it. They're doing it is just ruining all of they're trying to put a damper on all of the future memories that you're gonna make since it's all fucking over with. We're watching the credits, right? We're in the credits. Just wait. I mean, when we start going through repeating these same themes, like fucking Tyler Robinson didn't kill himself or some shit like that. Just wait. It's like, yeah, I mean, you might just have to be able to tolerate listening to somebody explain something that you've already had explained or that you've already known, so that other people who haven't seen it can see it. It's just that simple. Like right now, I would say liberals don't know how to fucking do that because they are socially domineering. They try to get in there and they tell you what to think, which is basically just indoctrination. But indoctrination tells people what to think. I don't need some mouthy, somebody telling me, especially when I can think. Then just write down on a script whatever indoctrination, just make it a script. Because there's already that, all